What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy French Cooking, and this is Make Beats for Free on MPC. I messed up last episode because by the time that the video went live, the plugin was no longer free. I have failed you. So I'll make it up to you guys this week by showing you a plugin I bet you've never heard of before, called 313 by Exclusive Heat, along with two other supplemental plugins called Kamikaze and Aviator. Well look, they're the demo versions, so I shouldn't pat myself on the back too hard. But across the three of them, there's actually some really cool sounds, especially for Detroit beats, which is what I'm gonna make today. Are producers even making Detroit beats in 2026? I have no idea, but in the spirit of the 313 and of this plugin, let's knock one out real quick. All right, so this is the 313 plugin. As you can tell, nothing too fancy, right? But like I said before, the sounds are actually really cool. So obviously this is Detroit beat, so I'm starting with the Young World Keys preset, which is the piano preset for this plugin. I like having three separate layers in my piano for Detroit beats. Bass notes, top line, middle part. Bass notes can hit in the same pattern as the 808, so a common pattern is a 3-hit, bow, bow, bow. Or you could put longer extended notes, which is what I'm going to do today. We'll start D sharp. Nice and dark. Turn the velocity down a little bit. Okay, and by holding Alt and dragging up, I can make an octave copy. That's all I'm going to do for my bass notes. Then your top line is your fast, catchy melody. So something like. The middle notes are repetitive as well, but not as fast as the top line. And you can take it out and bring it back in throughout the beat to make it a little bit more interesting. For this beat, I'm going to have both a bass and an 808. And I'm going to alternate between the two throughout the beat. So I have 313 pulled up again, and I'm selecting the third preset, which is the deep end bass. I'm hearing like a repetitive guitar melody as part of this beat. I like hard guitars in Detroit beats. So this time I have Aviator pulled up, which is one of the supplemental plugins I mentioned in the beginning. And I selected the Rockstar guitar preset. Now I'm complementing that guitar sound with a synth sound, with another repetitive melody. Couldn't find a synth that I liked in one of the three plugins, to be honest with you, so I'm just using Zebralette. But this is what it sounds like now. I just muted the piano as well so you can hear it. For effects for the synth, I had to put my own reverb on it, and I also added pancake so it could pan from the left ear to the right ear to make it a little bit more interesting. I added two different bell sounds into my fifth track, this one and this one, because I couldn't really decide which one to use, but I think maybe the play is to use them both and alternate them, kind of like. Okay, I flipped them around so it cuts through the mix a little bit better. It's subtle, but it makes a difference. I like it. Now for my drums, the 313 plugin actually has a drum kit included. And I never do this, but I figured I might as well try using these drums from this plugin. I think the reason why I never use a plugin for my drums is that I like having like my kick in pad 1, my snare in pad 2, my hi-hat in pad 3, so on and so forth. It just speeds up my workflow. But by using this VST for my drums instead, it'll force me to try something different, and also the drum sounds are going to be quite different than what I usually use for my other beats, so why not give it a shot? Now for my 808, nothing too special. A 3-hit like I was describing earlier, and a little bit of a roll at the end of the bar, at the end of the 8th bar here. That's pretty much it. Let me just mute the bass so it doesn't clash. I almost forgot to use the Kamikaze plugin. Bumblebee transformer looking at. Luckily, I have an 8th and final track that I can use, so I picked the pad inertia preset from this plugin, simple pattern, but I also added a phaser to make it sound more funky, and the TAL-Chorus-LX. I like the way that this adds width to the sound that you apply it to, on top of the chorus. So I'll solo it first. And now with the beat. For the beat, I'll probably do something like this, mute the 808, mute the guitar. Then mute the bass, bring in the 808 and the guitar. There's a couple options for the piano when you want to make a B section. One option is to take the top line and bring it down an octave, just to switch it up. Another option is to leave it as is, but apply a low pass filter to it, so that it sits more in the background, and then the other elements of your beat could shine and stick out a little bit more. I'll probably go with the latter when I'm arranging this beat, but we'll see. That'll do it for this beat today. Again, I'm sorry for last episode if you weren't able to get that plugin for free, but I hope this makes up for it. This has been your boy French Cooking. I'll be back next week with another episode, but until then, keep producing, baby.